Hi again, I'm Adam. Welcome back to engVid.com. Today's lesson is about movies. Now, as far as I know, everybody loves movies. I love movies, I'm sure you love movies, and there's lots of words that have to do with movies that you might not be familiar with, but they're very good to know if you want to talk about movies with your friends or whoever. So that's what we're going to look at today. Talking about movies, I'm going to give you a whole bunch of vocabulary. I'm sure some of them are not so new. Some of them will be very new. We have some slang and some idioms that come from movies. A lot of good stuff. Let's get started. We're going to start with this word, genre. Can you say that? Genre. A lot of people have a problem with this G. So the way I explain it always is to say this word, measure. Like measure a weight or measure volume of something. Everybody knows this word. Everybody knows this letter. Measure. Je. It's between a G and a J and an S. It's a bit of a mixture. This sound, measure, is the same as this G, genre. If you're French, je. Je t'adore, je t'amour. Good stuff, right? So genre. What is a genre? Genre is the type of movie we're talking about. Now, you know drama, you know comedy, you know action, you know sci-fi, science fiction, documentary, etc. Have you ever heard of a chick flick? You're thinking, chick flick? Never heard of that before. What is a chick flick? Well, first, what is a chick? A chick is a woman or a girl, but don't say this to a woman or a girl. And if you are a woman or a girl, I apologize. I don't call women chicks, but it happens. Chicks, women. Flick is slang for movie. A chick flick is a girl movie, a woman movie, right? What it means is a love story or a romance, something that makes you cry. It makes you cry because you're so sad at the end. It makes you cry because you're so happy at the end. It's a very emotional movie. Usually women go to see these movies. Men, not so much. They don't like them so much. Men go to see the bromance. What is a bromance? A bromance is a romance involving bros, brothers. Two guys who might be a little bit too close to each other. They're not gay, they're just two good friends, right? Two dudes hanging out and spending too much time together. We call that a bromance. That's what the guys go to see. Chick flick, that's what the girls go to see. Another one is a rom-com, a romantic comedy. Shortened, squeezed together, rom-com. So there you have three new genres to think about. Now, here are a couple idioms that come straight from the movies. Cut to the chase. Now first, what is the chase? Many action movies, most action movies, at some point in the movie have a car chase or somebody chasing somebody like Cops and Robbers. Catch Me If You Can. Everybody's chasing Leonardo DiCaprio. So the chase is usually the most exciting part of the movie. So when someone says cut to the chase means get to the point. Get to the exciting part. Get to what you need to say. Don't waste time. Cut means in the movie you cut to the chase, right? To the point. Another expression is that's a wrap. In the old days when they actually used to have film and like the big rolls of film, when they finished a scene or when they finished the movie, they would wrap the entire reel, R-E-E-L. They would wrap it, package it, and ship it to do whatever they do with movies. So that's a wrap means finished. We're finished. We're done. Let's move on to the next thing. So there you have two new idioms to worry about. This is just an abbreviation for miscellaneous. It means just generally words that I thought about for movies. A-lister. An A-lister is a very top level celebrity, actor, actress, musician, etc. A-lister, they're on the best list. They get into all the bars, all the clubs. They make the most they make the most money. Everybody wants to be around them. A B-lister, a C-lister, a D-lister, they're like down there. Maybe they'll get invited to like a puppy show or something like that. Cameo. So then you have all these A-listers doing cameo appearances in different movies, right? A cameo is a very short appearance in a movie. So for example, if I'm making a movie and I want just a little bit of excitement, I ask Brad Pitt to come in and just be in my movie for 5 minutes. Those 5 minutes are called a cameo. and he will help me. I will have a very famous movie. I can say Brad Pitt is in it. Everybody's happy. A blockbuster. A blockbuster is a very successful movie, a very high budget. Well, actually not always successful, but high budget for sure. They usually come in the summer and in the Christmas season. Superman or any of the action movies, any movie with big name actors, all the A-listers, lots of budget, lots of effects, lots of chases, lots of everything. The idea is that they're supposed to make a lot of money. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. The box office is where you buy your tickets to go into the movie. It's a box, it's an office, you give money, you get a ticket, you go into the theater. But when we talk about how much money a movie makes, we talk about the success it has or had at the box office. If a movie smashed the box office, means it was a smash, it was a hit, it made a lot of money. Okay. The cast. The cast is all the actors and actresses in a movie. Very straightforward. A premiere. A premiere is the first night when a movie is starting to show. Usually, before it opens to the public in many theaters, it will have only a few theaters where people can go see it first. Very limited showing of the movie. This is called a premiere. The next night, it opens everywhere for everyone. A debut is also a first. A debut is when an actor or an actress makes his or her first appearance. This is the first time you will see them acting in a big movie. It is the actor or actress's debut. Debut. Okay? When we're talking about the cast, you have all these famous actors, and this movie will debut this new actor or actress. Quite often, students ask me, what is the difference between a director and a producer? A lot of people don't know what a director does, what a producer does. A director directs. He tells the actors and actresses, stand here, stand there, do like this, do like that, look sad like this, look sad like that, look happy, whatever. He tells everybody what to do on the set. He controls the movie making. The producer produces. He or she will say, what do you need? You need a car? Here's a car. I'm going to have a really cool chase in my movie, okay? I want a Lamborghini chasing a Ferrari. What do? I'm the director. I say, I want a Lamborghini chasing a Ferrari. The producer, he goes and brings me a Lamborghini and a Ferrari. But he brings me a red Ferrari. And I say, no. Red is like angry and violent. I want a happy Ferrari. It's a happy chase. Give me a purple Ferrari. So the producer goes and brings me a purple Ferrari. Another way to think of the producer is the money. He or she will bring the money, get you, the director, everything he or she needs, make the movie. Sequel and prequel. So for example, there's a movie that's very popular, the movie Hangover. I'm not sure if any of you have seen it. It did so well that the producers decided, hey, let's do another one, make more money. So the second story, the second chapter in the story is called the sequel. Okay? Now, everybody knows Star Wars, I think. Star Wars had the 3 original movies. And then they went to the prequel. What they did, they went backwards. So the 3 stories, original stories, and then they gave you 3 stories that happened before these stories. And I think next year or the year after that, they will make the sequels, the next 3 stories. So sequel comes after, prequel comes before. I probably should have written them like that, but I think you get it. Last one, epic. When a movie is very long and very big and very broad story, we call it an epic. That's usually what it means when we're talking about movies. But people use this word in everyday life, and then like something happened, like a big story, a news story, and somebody says, man, that was epic. That was huge. That was so big that it takes a lot to take in. But it comes from movies. You have epic novels, like War and Peace. You have epic movies, like Lord of the Rings, for example. Okay, hopefully you can start talking about all your favorite movies with all your friends in English. And of course, you can practice all this new vocabulary at engVid.com. There's a quiz there. And of course, leave comments and questions, and I'll get back to you. See you soon.